Welcome back to Switch to Linux. So today we are going to have a look at Peppermint OS 8. The 8 was just released just a couple of days ago, 25th or 26th, somewhere around there. Maybe it's 27th. I forget exactly when, but it was within a week ago. So Peppermint OS 8 is out, and I want to spend a little bit of time talking about it today because Peppermint is one of my favorite distros. I run it on my little computer here. This is a Lenovo S21E. And actually, this is funny because this is the only computer I have in the office that does a true dual boot. The integrated hard drive on this dual boots Windows 10 and this, although it's never really in Windows 10. But every now and again, I may need some Windows 10 function, and so, you know, that's what I have. And so I have my Peppermint OS 7 here chilling out right next to me so that if I have a question about does 7 do that or not, we can go over and have a quick look at that. So with that being said, this is Peppermint OS 8. We're going to quickly have a look at the release notes, how you can get it, a little bit of the basics, and then we'll walk into the distro. I have installed it on my virtual box here, and then we'll just go ahead and have a look at it. So with that being said, I think what we will do is we will jump on over at the website. So the peppermintos.com is where you can find this. You can grab a 32 and a 64-bit version. You can purchase a USB, and a note to those people that would like to utilize a USB or something like this, you know, there's always that danger of plugging in some random USB. So if you want to use these USBs, make sure you purchase it from a reputable source. In this case, I'd purchase it directly from them. They're going to get a little bit of funds back for selling you that. You also have the user's guide over here. So the brief overview, very brief synopsis of Peppermint. Why is it a distro? Well, a lot of it is it's a distro because they wanted to have kind of like a Linux-based answer to a Chromebook. So they built it with a lot of your web-based applications already integrated in through what they have are the ICE applications, which allows you to create a separate icon, a package, and an item for a web-based service. So Office 365 all online, you can just go ahead and create the service to it. They have Google and Dropbox and other things in there. I'll show you what they are, which I've actually disabled because I don't use any of those. But why I run Peppermint OS 8 or OS 7 on this computer here is because it is extremely lightweight. I used to run this computer with Ubuntu, but Ubuntu is a pretty heavy system, and by going into this one here, I was actually able to get my resources cut less than half. I'm gonna see if I can find the seeing if I can find my system monitor as well. I can double check. No, not that. Wrong monitor. If there is a system monitor, I thought there was, but maybe there's not. Just thought of doing it. Let's see, monitoring. Do I have HTOP on here? It was on there somewhere. We'll hunt for it, and then if I can find it when we're looking for it, then I'll go ahead and show you here. It runs, I think, I know it's on there because I've used it before. It only runs on like 400 megabytes, and since this is pretty much locked into, oh, there it is. So this is pretty much locked into 2 gigs of RAM because it's soldered onto the board. That's pretty much all I have. So this is running on 254 megabytes of RAM. Let me see if I can get that to the point where you can actually see that or not. Yeah, maybe. If you focus. If it focuses. It looks like it does not want to focus today. It's running on 254 megabytes of RAM. So that is why I use Peppermint OS. It is a great distro. You can come over here, grab the release notes. Of course, Peppermint is based on Linux Mint. Ubuntu and Linux Mint, so you'll find some crosstalk overplay between them. One of the reasons I like it is it runs the Nemo file manager, and I like Nemo better than all of the other file managers out there. Let's see. It is running the 4.8 kernel. Mesa 1702 for an improved gaming experience. I have no idea how games work. However, I did boot into Stellarium and had a look at some things in Stellarium, and Stellarium runs great and has a similar 3D engine. You do have now the OEM option, OEM install option. I'm excited about that. We really need the Linux community to get back and to start doing the ability to sell systems out of the box running Linux. And I think that Peppermint is one of the absolute best distros you could ever give to somebody out of the box to say, here's a good distro on a computer where it's pre-installed. Having the OEM option to have a computer pre-installed with Peppermint is an awesome choice. You can use it very fluently on small computers. I love this little computer. It has a huge battery life. I can take it with me. I can use this thing on and off for a week or so without charging it. I don't use it for a ton, but I can run all my documents on it. Just all sorts of fun things. It's very easy to use. It's very intuitive, especially for a person coming from the Windows ecosystem. It'll be a very intuitive system to use. And because it's based on Ubuntu and based on Linux Mint, it just works out of the box. Very few problems. I think on this guy here, I have a Broadcom modem in here, so when I first installed it, I had to fight with the modem on there. And all I did is just, actually, I think I just had to go in, set the drivers, and select to use the proprietary Broadcom drivers. That caused it to work. So you may or may not like that, but anyway, that's what happened. Let's see, volume management. Let's see, added volume management, so external drives are now auto-mounted. Excellent. Very good. And auto-mounted when plugged in, and DVDs can be auto-played by VLC. That's pretty sweet. Not that I have a player on here. The only thing I did not like about it is they did go back to Chromium as the basic default browser. I'm not a huge fan of Chromium, and I think that we need to move away from the Google and the Chrome ecosystem in general, and that's why I like Firefox, because unfortunately, after I did all of my different videos on the video on all the different web browsers out there, what I found is that there really aren't a whole lot of other good web browsers. You got Firefox, you got Chrome, you got Chromium. And, you know, I didn't see Vivaldi as anything I think I'm using over here now. I booted in another browser. Let's see which one. Aurora, which kind of sucks. Opera kind of sucks. But that's a personal choice for sure. There's a few other things. They made some change to the calculator, how the task managers worked. exFAT and NSF file support out of the box. That's pretty cool if you're in like my environment where I'm always back and forth on the different file formats. I was to make sure that all my USB drives are formatted in just in basic FAT to FAT32 to make sure that I can use my USB drives across all the different computers. So you have all those options there. One of the things I did notice in here is that there are a lot more options inside of the Peppermint settings panel. They've added a whole extra row on everything, so that's really good system. And then here we have some basic release notes. One of the downsides, a question that was frequently asked on their website that I'll go ahead and answer it now because it's going to be asked a lot. If I have OS 7, can I upgrade to OS 8? And right now, at the time of this video, the answer to that is no. You cannot upgrade it. They're saying that you have to wipe your drive and do a fresh install. And they do mention in there a little bit of problem with transferring configurations from your current home folder over. It will not transfer all the settings right. So you just make a backup of your files, install the new OS, and drop it. They also said that if OS 7 is working fine for you, don't bother upgrading because it's still supported. And that's what I'm going to do. This computer works great. It has Peppermint OS 7. It gives me absolutely no problems, no issues at all. No, I can print with it. I can connect to networks. Everything works. I'm not going to touch it because it works. I'm not going to mess with it. So that is that. So next we will have a look at the distro. Here we are in the distro. So we have a nice new background here. They are going now with a background that are not the fancy backgrounds that they had before, although those are still installed. There are 2 variants on this background. I actually like the other one better, but I wanted to go ahead and start it up exactly as it was. Here's your alternate. I like this one because it has the hard edges. I like the hard edges and the shadowing. Very, very nice. So that's actually pretty slick. These ones are the ones I like to use for some reason. Although, I don't know. I might go ahead and throw that Peppermint, alternative Peppermint one on my other computer because I like it. That's pretty cool. It matches the rest of my theme. All the other images are in here. Of course, here's the old Peppermint default image. Still in here. They just have these absolutely beautiful images inside Peppermint. So they don't have an excessive amount. Down boy. We're going to go ahead and run the rest of this demo with the alternate logo there. So that's what we have here. You can see here that on the default, everything is right out of the box. I didn't mess with anything. I poked around under the hood. We do have VLC. Here's our terminal, our file manager. This is what I forgot to look into, is what version of Nemo they have. I know there was an option to run Nemo 3 on Peppermint 7 by doing some installs. I actually did a video about that. It looks like the version of Nemo, however, has not changed. 2.8.7 on both of the versions. So that has not changed. You know, one of the things that I don't like the theme as much here. One of the things that I really liked about the theme is it had the colorations, a lot more colors going around. They've really dropped that down a little bit. This is one of those ones where, although I'm not a fan of these monotonous flat icons, this is actually one of the only distros I've kept those icons how they are because it does add a lot to the distro itself. So it is pretty cool. We're going to jump in and have a look at the settings panel here. So over here on your settings panel, you can see that as you are using these, then they've added a fifth item here. The old one has personal, hardware, network, and system. The new one has user, tweaks, hardware, network, and system. So they added the tweaks. And then over here with the control center, you can see all of the different features that we have inside of here. Here's your look and feel. So here is your Peppermint 7. The light themes. I like the dark themes by default. It looks like this is actually using the same... I'm going to look into that real quick. Yeah, you know, it says it's the same look and feel, but what's different is on the Peppermint 7, if you can get in there and see it, I'm not sure it's going to be able to focus in or not. But what you can see, if you can, is the colorations. Let me see if I can make this larger for you. I don't think you're going to be able to focus in and see it or not. But what we have is in the upper corner with your closed dialog boxes. Where are they going to be? They're going to be over here. You can see the 3 different colors there in the closed boxes. I really like that. I just really like just the slight coloration that you have around the boxes. We've kind of lost that in this version. Definitely not a deal breaker. Let's see, colorize. Let's see, custom color scheme. This might be where it is. Here's your icon themes. Of course, I'm using the red icons on mine over here. I like the red ones better. But all these are essentially the same. Looks like the only thing that they really did is change the colors inside of your look and feel. Yep. So you could go back through and probably recreate that. That's the reason I would not update, is I actually love the weird, odd color scheme in the original. I think it's pretty cool. This is just as fine. This isn't a deal breaker. It's just a little observation. We have things like the Dropbox setting here. This drives me crazy because if you accidentally click on this, then it will add Dropbox to your startup applications, and you have to go into your startup applications and get rid of it, because I absolutely hate Dropbox as a company. I cannot stand them as a company. I have clients that want to send me stuff on Dropbox. I'm like, well, you got to send me a folder that I don't have to log in for, because I will not create a Dropbox account. I will not give them that dignity. So for that kind of thing, I don't like that they integrated that in like this. Not a fan. I want to get rid of that. We do have, I'm not sure what the new mix folder icons are here. Let's see. So it looks like here how we can, okay, so we can just do the style differences here. So that's pretty cool, actually. You can customize your folders in different ways. I like that. That's really neat. And then you can set the primary, the secondary, etc. So there you can make direct changes to your folder structure there. Your panel preferences, it does have the default there set up like the Windows. You can set it up in a variety of different means. I like it down here where it is. It's locked by default. Okay, the tweaks, this is something new. However, one of the things that I found is with Peppermint, it still does not ship with the ability to use the desktop. They still don't have a simple, quick setting to do that. So if you do want to add your desktop icons, and I always do, come into here, go down to org, your deconfig editor, down to org, I think down to Nemo, desktop, and then here is where you want to turn these guys on. Okay, so there's how you turn on your icons there. We do have the option here for turning on and off system sounds. This is something that somebody had mentioned back in the past. We can change our notifications. We have a character map here, which is kind of handy. I like character maps. We can default the panel, and then here's software and update settings. This is basically coming from Ubuntu. Okay, whatever. Stop. Thank you. And Flash player properties. I'm not sure here. Let's see. So allow sites to save information on this computer. Hey, if you're using this, I'd have to go ahead and block this. Yeah. Because what this is going to do is this is going to prevent Flash cookies, basically your super cookies. So that's kind of a cool thing. I wonder if this has that or not. Ooh, there's something I like. I really like that over Peppermint 7 is the ability to do that. So you could have Flash on here, but not store the cookies. Here's your auto mount settings. You can choose what various things do when you mount a device. Here is your various hardware, network systems. So everything here is, I like this, how inside the system settings you can gain access to all these basic tools. That's a really good feature. As far as the software installed, not a whole lot has changed from the older versions. Under accessories, you can see that one of the things I like about this is it is that full system. So you can install this, and that makes it a great candidate for an OEM install, is you can install it on somebody's computer and they can feel like they have a complete system. They have all the disk utilities, you have writer utilities, all that different stuff that you need access to, character maps, all those types of things, archive manager, calculator, all these. So you have all these, so it feels like it's a system, a complete system, but it's also very light. Now, a lot of these here are online game applications. These are mostly here for using the ICE applications. So these guys here are online games. It tells you where the website is over here, but this utilizes what Peppermint has in the ICE applications. I'm not going to go into how to use ICE on this. I'll link a previous video where I talked about that in more detail. But pretty much everything here, in fact, I think everything in here on the games are all ICE applications. Under your graphics, we have a scanning tool, editors. Internet, we have Chromium instead of Firefox. The Dropbox is an ICE application. Of course, here's how you can go into ICE, BitTorrent client. We have the user's guide and the Peppermint forum. Under Office, you'll see what they did here because, as I said, this is sort of like a Linux answer to a Chromebook. Rather than installing LibreOffice, they give you access to Gmail, Google Calendar, and Google Drive for Office. You can install either your LibreOffice suite, which I have on mine, or you can do one of the other ones like you can do one of the other distros out there, or the other tools like WPS or OpenOffice, other ones like that. Although LibreOffice works fine on mine. Under your preferences, you can see that we have all of the different settings. As standalone applications, you can go here to get all of them. Sound and video, we have VLC installed. We do have the Pulse Audio Equalizer and Pulse Audio Volume Control, which is something I usually have to install to do some of the audio things that I need to do. And we have GUVC View, which I thought was a curious choice. Usually cheese is more common. Then here's your basic system tools. So there is your Peppermint OS 8 in a nutshell. It looks great, looks promising. If I needed to install Peppermint on a computer, I would certainly have no objections to this at all. This is a very nice system. So that is that. Overall, it's a very easy system. It took me, I think, only 10 minutes to install it on the VirtualBox, so it worked out great. Downloading it, you have access to the direct download or to the torrent client download, which also was a very good system. And everything else about it, it's just, it's a great implementation of an already very good OS. So if you are looking for a lightweight OS for a smaller computer, this is a great option to run with. I really like it. I have no problems at all with that. So with that, we'll kind of wrap up. I'll let you know the rest of the schedule is tomorrow tomorrow, which is Wednesday, whenever you're actually getting to this video. But Wednesday this week, I will be continuing my trend of trying to do an earlier live show. Probably, I don't know, 7 is my thought. Eastern time is when I'll think to do a live show. Just kind of catch up, hang out, and find 1 or 2 news articles to talk about. Friday, it looks like later on Friday, probably 11 on Friday, is when we're going to do the live show. And we're going to do the weekly news roundup, topic to be determined. And Thursday is yet to be determined. We may have a special surprise, but I'm not going to announce any of that yet. Still thinking about things. And as far as this week, I think Saturday I will be off. I'll be running all over the place, and so Saturday don't expect a video unless I get a chance to record another one and schedule one. And then Sunday we will be back for the tinfoil hat time. I'm not sure what the topic's going to be yet. We'll figure it out probably Saturday night. So with that, if you would also, I guess the other thing that I will mention is if you want to have a look, the cooking channel website is up. I'm doing a soft release. It is at homecookinghacks.com. And I still have the videos on that channel are still behind the paywall until they're on private. The ones that I'm allowing public view, you can check out my Patreon page to see those. Some of my videos are public accessible. Some of those are for patrons only right now. But you can still access some of those videos, and you can see the site at homecookinghacks.com. I am still working on building the rest of the site out. It's functional, but I hate it. I'm just not taking the time to build it. I have too many other projects going on to build my own custom site. I'll do that in a few months. I'll build something fully custom once I get a better vision of what I want for the site. So you can check that out. If you do like this channel and you like to help support it, there will be links to Amazon below, where you can use the Amazon links if you ever want to buy anything on Amazon and help the channel out at the same time. You can do that, and also you can support the channel on Patreon. On Patreon, excuse me, patreon.com/Tom M. So with that, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.